Well, perhaps it's useful to start from the statement that was released in Mina by our convener, Professor Ango Abdullahi. On that occasion, when he released his findings and recommendations on the assignment given to him by former President Babangida, he was asked whether he was speaking for or on behalf of the Northern Elders Forum, and he said there in Mina that he wasn't. And then he made it very clear that he was operating as an individual, as a person, as someone who had been asked to undertake a particular assignment by President Babangida. So the press naturally, in most instances, will link everything about Professor Ango Abdullahi, or sometimes myself, with good reason, with everything to do with Northern Elders Forum. And so some media organizations went to town with the idea that Professor Ango Abdullahi's involvement in the search for a consensus candidate among the 4 aspirants from the North was a project of the Northern Elders Forum. He had said it wasn't, and so our statement just simply reinforced what he said, and that is the correct position. Northern Elders Forum was not involved in this. It's not a project that we are ashamed of. We think it's a good thing that he was involved in it in his personal capacity, and we said so.
Dr. Baba Ahmed, of course, you know that it will be difficult to separate, Ango Abdullahi from NEF, of course, from the Northern Elders Forum, and so the people, just believe that if he takes that position, it's possibly the position as well of the Northern Elders Forum. However, the deed has been done, so let's move forward, sir. Let's get your own opinion on this consensus candidate. How is NEF ready to turn this situation around? What exactly are you doing? Do you believe actually in a consensus candidate? What is the position of NEF as far as the Northern aspirants are concerned?
Well, the Northern Elders Forum has no position in terms of a consensus. It is not an issue that has come before NEF. Our priorities were 2 or 3 all along, and we've been consistent on this. The first one is that any measure under any contrivance other than in the Constitution to limit the full participation of any Nigerian in any political activity is unconstitutional, unacceptable, and dangerous for the country. And we've been consistent on this all through. Secondly, we've been consistent on the need for Nigerians to look really critically at the kind of people who are emerging to demand that we support them. And our position has been that we should be very careful. We should choose the best out of those who have offered to serve. And those best should emerge through a process that is recognized by their parties, and that they should be voted in a credible election. That's still our position. Some contestants will agree to enter into a consensus. Some will not. We don't have an opinion on this issue at all.
All right, looking at the position which NEF has put out, you said there are majorly 2 of them. Does any of the candidates, come meet the choice for NEF, looking at what you have already put out as a body?
There are candidates from the North, both in PDP and APC, who are asking to be given a chance by Nigerians to lead. We support them. A lot of them are excellent. They will provide very good leadership. We hope they get a fair chance to lead. That's our position.
All right. Since again you're here and we're having this conversation, this you will agree has caused a lot of ripples. In fact, this incident of consensus candidate came up last week, and of today it is still in the paper. people continue to refer to it. Of course, as you know, the candidates involved have all come out to say, oh, that wasn't our position, I wasn't part of this, I was part of this. And, you know, the denial and allegations back and forth is there, and is still a lot in the media. Is there a way that NEF, you know, besides the statement, this statement, is there something that NEF can do to possibly inspire and encourage others to open up the space for this conversation as to a consensus candidate from either of the parties?
Well, let me say this. NEF's entire involvement in this issue of our consensus arose from the need to clarify the role of our convener. Our convener is a very responsible, highly committed Nigerian. He will be involved in any measure that helps the democratic process. And if being asked by a respected elder like President Ibrahim Babangida to contribute to the emergence of a consensus among some aspirants in the PDP is useful. We think it's a good thing that he was involved in it. So some consensus can be useful, some are problematic. What is important is that whatever politicians do, we would demand that they operate within the law. And if there are ways in which we can reduce rancor and friction and disagreement, so that the emergence of candidates will be smooth and transparent and lawful, we think that's the best that can be done. However, let's also come to terms with the reality. Some aspirants just would not submit to a consensus, which is the reason why conventions and congresses exist. Go to the people, go to the delegates, submit yourself, and allow them to decide whether you are the person they want to give a ticket to. All of these are options that we believe are available, and there's nothing wrong with that. We, as a Northern Elders Forum, will not prescribe or insist that a particular mode of selection has to be adopted. And let me remind you, even the 4 people who are talking about here voluntarily started this process on their own, even before they went to President Ibrahim Babangida. They decided between themselves to see if they could create a consensus among themselves. What they said is, in the event that we cannot do it, then we would ask you, sir, to choose one of us. And President Ibrahim Babangida then asked Professor Ango if he can help in the process. And that's the end of the process, is what you saw. Now, this whole thing about the Northern Elders Forum came about because people saw Professor Ango Abdullahi, who they associate with Northern Elders Forum, presenting a report and saying this is the finding, this is the recommendation. And they thought, this is the position of the Northern Elders Forum. Saying it is not the position of the Northern Elders Forum does not denigrate the process. It does not distance itself from from Professor Ango Abdullahi. And I think that I need to make this point. We are not distancing ourselves from Professor Ango Abdullahi. Professor Ango Abdullahi is our convener. He's highly respected convener. We support every venture he undertakes in the service of the North and in Nigeria. And we will continue to support him. The Northern Elders Forum supports the democratic process. It has many, many facets. And we encourage Nigerians to examine them. Anything that reduces frictions and rancor and fights and disagreements between now and 2023, we support.
All right, the position of the Northern Elders Forum is clearly understood based on your statement and what you are saying this morning. However, I don't know if you listened to the governor of Bauchi State, Bala Mohammed, who said that your convener, Ango Abdullahi, worked with some elders in the Northern Elders Forum. How do you react to this? Who are these elders? Because you say Ango Abdullahi acted alone, but the governor of Bauchi State said there were some elders in NEF who worked with him.
Well, I have a lot of respect for the governor of Bauchi State. If he said that Professor Ango Abdullahi worked with some elders, the Northern Elders Forum, maybe he has some information I don't. Professor Ango Abdullahi is free to consult with anybody. It's quite possible he consulted with some members of the Elders Forum. The point, and let me repeat again, the point that our statement made is that as an organization, the Northern Elders Forum was not involved in the consensus project. The media maybe didn't understand that. Maybe there was some level of mischief in this. And they went and said the decision of Professor Ango Abdullahi and President Babangida was a decision of the Northern Elders Forum. It is possible that Professor Ango Abdullahi has told Governor Bala Mohammed that he had contacted so and so. I don't know who those people would be. He wasn't obliged to tell me. He wasn't obliged to consult everybody in the Northern Elders Forum. Professor Ango Abdullahi is a thorough Democrat. If he felt the need to consult everybody in the Northern Elders Forum, he knows how to do it. He would call a meeting. We'll sit down and discuss it. Some of us I knew he was involved in this. And on a number of occasions, we'll talk about it. But that doesn't make it a project of the Northern Elders Forum.
So that means he consulted with you based on the statement you just made?
I think you better ask him.
Dr. Hakeem Mohammed, you said he spoke with you. Does that mean you also had a contribution in the decision which Ango Abdullahi eventually brought out? That's from your own personal, what you think about the projects which your convener handled? Because you said you spoke about the issue. So did you also contribute to the decision which was reached by your convener?
Naturally. When we speak, he will tell me what he's involved in. He will brief me on how it is going, and I will tell him what I think he's doing. 2 or 3 things I can tell you now. I thought it was a good idea that 4 aspirants had decided on their own to try and see if they can reduce competition and go-betweens and frictions and relationships too, because they are very close to each other. By saying, let's find one of us as a consensus candidate. I thought that was a good thing. And he was telling me about some of the issues that they were dealing with. That they went to someone like President Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida, who is highly respected, was also a good thing. He told me about it. A number of times he went to visit President Babangida. They will discuss the progress. Sometimes they will go back to the drawing board. Again, he informed me. I'm a director in the forum, and that makes me one of the confidants. So, and I also have a very close relationship with him. So I gave him my views and my opinions when he asked for them. But I thought it was a good project. It's the way to go, particularly where we already have achieved a lot. The Northern Elders Forum has achieved a lot in terms of creating a level playing field for every Nigerian to contest the 2023 election. We led the way to demanding that no barrier of any type, unless it's in the Constitution, should stop a Nigerian from aspiring for any office. Remember this time last year, all this talk about no Northerner should contest any position. If you do, the heavens will fall, we will not vote for you. They're still talking about that kind of thing. Northern Elders Forum stood for one principle. No, you cannot do that. It's not in the law, it's not in the Constitution, it is bad politics, it is lazy politics. We're very humbled by the achievements we've made. Today we have a number of Northern candidates, aspirants, who are saying, even among ourselves, let's see if we can create a consensus around one of us. And that's a great thing.